Now, in May 2022, the St. Francis RC Church will be celebrating its 120th anniversary. And this year, it's a very special year because we're inviting people to donate to not just the church, but to, making the entire of Belmont a heritage destination, if you call it that. This morning, I want to welcome Jose Nevet, who's the PR of the Building Committee of the St. Francis of Assisi in Belmont. Also, he's the chairman of the project committee for the event that we're going to discuss in a bit. And I also want to welcome Ms. Valerie Taylor, who is no stranger to us. Good morning to you, Ms. Taylor.
Good morning. Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
All right. And Mr. Nevet, how are you doing this morning?
I'm very good indeed.
Thank you both for joining us. I'm so happy to have you guys here. Now, Belmont is a very special place. I learned recently that it used to be called Freetown back in the day, because the black people who came were freed and they were choosing to work here, set up that town, and they were paying for people's freedom, and they have then moved to Belmont and all that. Well, moved to what they were calling Freetown, and over the years it changed to Belmont. And now we also know of a rich cultural history in Belmont. Tell me about the importance of Belmont, historically speaking.
All right, I think Belmont is unique. I mean, everybody loves where they were born, but I think Belmont really is unique in that it was, in fact, the first extension of Port of Spain. Originally, people lived just between Richmond Street, Duncan, and Park. That was town.
Right.
And later on, as the town expanded to the north, Belmont was the first area where there was a settlement, there was community. So while it was originally old cocoa and sugar estates, from as early as the 1850s, just after the end of slavery in 1838, you find there's the beginning of a community in Belmont. The Warners, who owned a whole swath of Belmont around the St. Margaret's Church, they moved in the 1850s. The Rada community, they have been there since the 1860s. So the thing about Belmont is that it represented a very diverse settlement in Trinidad. As you said, freed Africans, starting from the 1840s. They had never been slaves. They had been brought, and many of them, people speak about Maycock Place, Zamti Lane. Those were the earliest of the freed Africans settling in the 1840s and 50s. And then, of course, the Radas, and later on, many others, Yorubas, a lot of freed Africans going all the way down to what would be East Drive, Lakuhap. But there is, of course, the Portuguese. A lot of Portuguese came into Belmont and bought a lot of property around Gonzales. Albert Gomes lived in Belmont. You had a lot of what we would call French Creole families, who would have been the older established families. So you have names in Belmont, Lyoto, Baptiste. It is really very, very diverse.
A nice cosmopolitan kind of situation.
And I think the culture reflects it, and Belmont people's acceptance of a wide range of culture. I think Belmont leads in that respect, in that appreciation and that mixture. For example, I'm not an Anglican. I'm not a Catholic. I'm Anglican.
Right.
But I went to Belmont Girls RC.
Right.
Half of my family are Catholic, half are Anglican.
Right.
So when it comes to supporting the church, I will do that because I think the church symbolizes Belmont in a very special way.
And Mr. Nevet, tell me about the importance of making it a heritage district.
Well, as Valerie's been pointing out, the Belmont has meant so much to so many people. When one considers, Valerie called the name of Albert Gomes, one of our earlier premiers. Albert, from what we understand and what we read, has been the individual who supported the lifting of the ban on the Shout Baptist movement.
Right.
When you consider the culture coming out of Belmont, when you consider we have our live event director is Wendell Manwaring, a Belmont boy. You have David Rudder, who's going to be having part of an interview on the show. A Belmont boy went to Belmont Boys RC.
Yeah. And he's very proud of the fact. But you mentioned the show. Tell me about the show. It's happening is this weekend coming?
It's happening on Sunday, the 10th, 6 p.m. at Napa.
Right. What is the show about?
So the show will have a range of musicians, a range of well-recognized artists in Trinidad. We're going to have the Lydians performing. We're going to have the QAD tenors. We're going to have Herminia Charles. We're going to have BP Renegades. We're going to have Nigel Rojas.
You from Belmont too?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Bella
All right.
Road.
Nice.
Bella Road.
Yeah.
Nice, man. All right. So this is a fantastic event. It sounds like it's going to be fantastic. You have all these great, very talented people coming together to support Belmont. And we're raising funds for what exactly?
Funds are being raised. You mentioned the St. Francis of Assisi Church, 120 years old in May of this year. The church building has not been in use for over 10 years due to disrepair.
Right.
It is one of these iconic buildings in Belmont, and there are several iconic buildings, including the St. Margaret's Church, which is a bit older than Belmont, the St. Francis Church. But it was St. Francis was listed as a heritage building by the National Trust towards the end of 2019.
Okay.
Has not been in use, and Belmont and all communities require uplifting, and this iconic building, I think, will add so much to the image, to the people of Belmont. Valerie spoke about the community in Belmont. When one considers you have Belmont boys, Belmont girls, all linked to St. Francis, Belmont Intermediate,
which is now Belmont Secondary.
Which is now
St. Francis, sorry.
But going back to the days when schools were named after the principal.
Right.
So it used to be the Defoe School.
Right.
From Belmont Circular Road is where he was from. And then you have Providence Girls. And then some of the other schools also would have used the St. Francis. The collaboration between the Anglicans and the Catholics. St. Margaret's community, they use St. Francis sometimes and vice versa. So there's a close knit within the community of supporting each other.
Yeah, because it's more about the love than it is about anything else, right?
Exactly.
They say Belmont is love. That's one of the slogans that we've been hearing over and over and over.
A lot of love, yeah.
If people want to be a part of this show on Sunday, how can they do so?
Well, they can go to the Napa box office and get tickets. The tickets are priced $600, $500, $400, and we introduced from yesterday a $300 category.
Okay.
The 600 tickets have been sold out. We're just about sold out.
600 is the highest one, yeah?
Yes.
That one sold out?
Yes, well, we've had, thankfully, a number of sponsors, and sponsors we were allowed to get tickets on that category.
Nice.
So a combination of purchases and sponsorship.
That's great.
The 500 category is not quite sold out as yet, but they only have a few left.
And the difference is where you sit in Napa?
Yes.
Okay,
yeah.
Nice. All right, and we can get them at the Napa box office.
You can get them at the Napa box office, and also on the poster, which you have a copy of on screen.
Right.
We also have numbers you can call to get tickets.
And if people may not be able to make the show on Sunday, can they still donate to the
Certainly.
cause?
Please.
We have available, you can make checks out to our C. Archbishop Porter Spain Belmont. There is a bank account you can do a transfer to. You can get information on our website. You can get information on Belmont Heritage Benefit Facebook page.
Belmont Heritage Benefit? Okay.
Facebook page.
All right.
I've also shared with you all the information in a screenshot.
This is, well, we have the banking information up on the screen right now. So if you guys are interested in donating towards the church and the improvements and general maintenance stuff, you know, I mean, I think going forward we're going to need a lot of that. I want to thank you guys both so much for joining us this morning. Congratulations on this. I know that Sunday is going to be fantastic at Napa. If you haven't, get your tickets now at Napa's box office. My name is Ruckus. On behalf of Kimberly and Natasha, we're wishing you a fantastic day today. Do enjoy the rest of it. Remember to wash your hands, wear your mask, make good choices, because together we aspire, together we achieve. Do enjoy the rest of your day. And let me say thank you again, Valerie. Thank you again, Jose. Do enjoy the rest of your day.
It's been a pleasure.
Not a problem. Take care. And we head out to this one. I have to play David Roda to close off this morning. Only makes sense. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys.